There isn't a single soul who wants to waste 6 months to a year dedicating their life to getting in shape just because they want to. Unless you're like me and it's like a do or die type of scenario where you absolutely have to be in the best shape of all time, you don't care about doing it for the rest of your life. You just want the results now, which I completely understand. Dieting is complicated, training feels endless, and nutrition is just annoying because you got to do all these certain things and then all this bullshit. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get shredded in only 60 days. I'm gonna give you a full blueprint, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you resources that you can access to help you get to your goal even faster. It's all gonna be absolutely free. I highly recommend that you watch all the way to the end. First off, who am I and why the fuck should you listen to me? My name is Miguelly, or Javon. I've been training for the better half of a decade, and I myself, I'm in decent shape. I've helped people get in great shape and keep it off. I've helped people with mindset. I've helped people with multiple things of that category within the mind and the body. I refuse to talk the talk without walking the walk. So I'm already in decent shape, and people always ask me how to get in great shape or even get into the best shape of their lives. What can I do? What type of struggles should I put myself through to really see what it feels like to get into the absolute best shape of your life? And I'm talking a person that never tracked calories before. I was always mindful of food. I always knew about the importance of protein. Always knew that I probably should eat this. I probably shouldn't eat this. And if I do eat this, I probably shouldn't overconsume it. But what I started doing, I put myself on 2,000 calories a day. For anyone who understands energy and calories, like I'm going to explain later on in the video, 2,000 calories, a very small amount for a person that is 6'1", over 200 pounds. But I did that just to see what it is like to do extreme dieting, just to see what the plateaus are like, just to see what are the struggles like, just to see how you have to optimize and make meals and plan things out and hit the protein goal of 180 to 200 grams of protein a day. It's not the easiest thing, but what I learned is whenever you test things out and you put yourself through the fire, you learn and you optimize, and that's what it's all about. So I need you to have the mindset going into this. This is going to take a while, and this is going to be kind of difficult, but it'll get better. So struggle at first, but that's just something that we're gonna have to work through, and there's no light without dark. And that's just how things go. Okay, now that we understand that the whole mindset thing and that it's gonna take a while, even 60 days might feel extremely long to people. Let's talk about the most important portion of actually getting in great shape, which is nutrition. Nobody wants to hear about it. They think they can just go to the gym, exercise, run miles, do all this miscellaneous shit, and they can just eat however they want, and their body will just fall into place. I thought the same thing as well. The reality of it is your nutrition is actually like 60 to 70+% of the result. And the training side's only 30-ish%. I'm not saying you don't have to train and just eat correctly. No, but I'm saying you need to prioritize your nutrition and make sure that we're getting in the correct nutrients to help us achieve this goal. This is exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your body weight in pounds, and I'll use rough numbers just to keep everything simple. You're gonna take your 200-pound body weight and multiply it times 10. So 200 times 10 is 2,000. That is the amount of calories that you're gonna eat every single day for the next 60 days. It sounds complicated. I'll quickly explain calories. So calories and energy is an interchangeable thing. Just like a unit of measurement is inches or centimeters, same thing. Everything that you eat, let's say you buy a box of something, if you look on the back of it, it says calories, whatever. I'll make a random arbitrary number. So the back of Fruit Loops, I don't know the exact number. I have a back of Fruit Loops, look at the back of it, it says calories 110 per serving. And it's usually whatever, let's say 10 servings. The issue is a lot of people think, okay, the calories is low, so I can eat as much as I want of this, but they don't really know the serving size. And now you're eating 5 to 6 serving size of 110 and you consume 660 calories. And if your goal is to stay within 2,000, you already took up almost a fourth of your calorie goal every day just from eating some Fruit Loops. So now we have to make meals that are optimized around our goal. So still sticking to the topic of calories, I measure everything in grams. Measure everything in grams, and I use a simple scale. Well, mine's a little bit more bougie, but I will put a scale in the description that you can just go buy off Amazon, or you can go to your local Walmart and get one. They're like $10. It's not difficult at all. I could make a video explaining how to weigh your food out if y'all would like that and show y'all like a full day of eating. For me, it's not interesting at all. It's like literally dog food, but I don't eat for taste, but that's beside the point. You take your food, weigh it out in grams, and whatever it is, make sure you log it in MyFitnessPal. That's the app you're gonna use, MyFitnessPal. Log it in MyFitnessPal and make sure you log it as either cooked or raw. So if it's 93.7 ground beef, make sure you label it as cooked. Whenever you log it in as cooked if it was cooked. And if not, you just log in the 93.7 ground beef. The recommendation is to weigh your food out raw, whatever amount you're trying to eat raw, and then log it. I do it a little different and I've noticed perfectly fine results. I have an 8-pack currently, so I might be doing something right. I weigh my food out after I cook it. I weigh my food out after I cook it. I might be off by a couple of calories just because of water weight, but other than that, it's okay. It's not that serious. You're never gonna get exact number every single day. You can just get as close as possible, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking to just know that we're even on the right track. A lot of times we just do things just to do things. Let's go back to the calorie goal. The calorie goal is 2,000. We're trying to hit that every single day, and we also need to prioritize our protein. Why is protein important? Because whenever you're in this fat loss phase, you don't want to look like a homeless person at the end of these 60 days. You want to hold on to whatever bit of muscle that you currently have. And the best way to do that is to consume the correct amount of protein. You want to consume about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you're on the larger side, as in obese, you don't want to aim that high for protein. You could just use your target goal. So let's say you're 250 and your target goal is 200. Eat around 200 grams of protein every day. Keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it. Also, another thing you're going to find, it's actually really difficult to consume high amount of protein, because a little bit of nerd talk, it's one of the most difficult macronutrients to break down for your body. And it also keeps you feeling fuller for longer. So it's going to help you in this cutting phase. Body weight is 200 pounds, multiply times 10, 2,200 grams of protein a day, because 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So I'm going to give y'all 10 high protein foods that you should prioritize within your diet to help you hit your protein goal. Number 1, chicken breast, skinless, boneless. Number 2, egg whites. 3, lean ground beef. 93 is the percentage of muscle and 7 is the percentage of fat. Number 4, Greek yogurt, non-fat. 5, canned tuna in water. Number 6, turkey breast. Number 7, whey protein isolate. Number 8, cottage cheese, low fat. Number 9, salmon. 10, lentils for plant-based protein. Also, in the description below, I'm going to list more high protein meals that you can have absolutely for free. You can thank me later, send me testimonials after you look amazing. While you're in this fat loss phase, understand that carbs are not the enemy at all. And also understand that every single type of diet can work. When I say every type of diet, I mean the popular ones like carnivore diet, keto diet, vegetarian, vegan, whatever. They all can work as long as they, for 1, align with your goals, and 2, align with your life. If you're someone that wants to try the carnivore diet, but you don't like eating meat, it's not gonna work. If you're trying to get super high protein meals every day, but you're only vegan, it's gonna be difficult. Is it gonna be impossible? No, but just do what works for you. Something that works for somebody else may not work as well, but if it works for you, if the end results are the same, who really cares? Just as long as it works for you, that's all that matters. It's all about finding a routine that you can stick to for these 60 days and for the rest of your life, honestly. So just make it easier on yourself and figure out, what do I like the most? What gets me to point A to point Z? So now I'm gonna go on to addressing some plateaus that you might hit during the fat loss phase of the nutrition. You are going to be hungry. Yes, you are depriving your body of the usual amount of energy that it gets. So hunger isn't a red flag. Of anything, it's a green flag letting you know that you're getting closer to your goal. I'm not gonna go into the nerdy side of things of why you get hungry whenever you don't have enough energy, but just know your body wants this, it doesn't have it, so it's taken from a different place to use it as fuel, your fat reserves. That's all it is. Simple as that. Let's not overcomplicate it. To also combat this hunger, we're gonna drink a lot of water. Shoot for 8 bottles of water a day, but more water equals a fuller stomach, which allows you to not be as hungry, and it's gonna stop you from binge eating as well. It's very hard to want to eat more when your stomach is like bloated from a lot of water. So you're gonna reach a point where you're gonna want to do cheat meals, and this is how I feel about cheat meals. I don't think cheat meals should be allowed until you hit a certain goal. And the goal has to be a big one. The way I do it personally, I have to lose like 10 to 15 pounds before I eat outside of my calorie goal. If I don't see results first, I will not allow myself to eat cheat meals. You can do something different. Maybe you want to have a cheat meal every Sunday. If you're this type of person, I want you to zoom out for the week. Understand you're eating, we're going to go with the arbitrary numbers we were using before. Understand you was eating 2,000 calories a day. You zoom out 7 days in a week, 7 times 2,000, 14,000. So now we have 14,000 calories for the week. What you can do is one day eat a bit under that 2,000 calorie goal, and Sunday, the weekend, whatever you decide to make your cheat day, then you can eat your meal there. Just as long as the calories fit within the same goal. If the calories are still within 2,000, if you want to eat 1,000 calories of cake, that's fine. It's still within your goal. You're going to be hungry, but you have to sacrifice something. Once again, like I said in the beginning, there's no light without dark. You cannot have everything and think you will never have to sacrifice anything. Okay, now let's get into the exciting portion of the video, the actual exercising, the one that really shapes your body. Understand in the fat loss phase, you can't control where you lose fat, but you can control where you build muscle. This is exciting, at least for me, because I'm a meathead, I guess. This video is dedicated towards people that don't have time. That is the greatest excuse that I hear every day. They don't have time because they work, whatever, they're tired, or whatever excuse they need to make to keep them away from their goal and to make them feel better and sleep better at night. This is for those people. What we're gonna do whenever we go exercise, we're going to look to go near failure. We don't have to go to failure. What does that mean? That means if we're doing a curl, everybody knows what a curl is. We're doing a curl. We want to be like this. Towards the end of the set, we want to be and leave 1 to 2 reps in reserve. So whatever a really clean rep looks like, if a really clean rep is about this fast, but we're coming down to our last 2 reps in reserve, we're like this, struggling, we can cut it off. Because what we see through science is that 1 to 2 or even 3 reps in reserve is just as beneficial as going to failure. Why does this matter? Because this is going to help from burnout. Nobody wants to be sore every single day. We don't want to be hurting every single day. Unless you're a masochist like me and you like to be sore every other day, do what works for you once again. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into the actual exercise portion and how long we're trying to spend in the gym. If you have 25 to 30 minutes to get into the gym, do not waste it. We can utilize this time, but we need to have the right plan. What we're gonna do is antagonist supersets, which means we're training one muscle group while the other one is resting. Okay, well, what does that look like, Miguelly? You're gonna take your bench press and pair it with something like your squats. Doesn't have to be in that order, but just use an opposite muscle group. So we're hitting our bench, we're hitting chest, front delts, and tricep, and as soon as we finish, 20 seconds in between, there's really no rest here. So walk over to the squat rack and do your set of squats. And then when that's done, while you're hitting that set of squats, the compound movement you just did for your chest is resting. So now we're getting more work done in a smaller amount of time. It's still optimal for your situation. Is it optimal in general? No. But is it optimal for you because you're not some meathead that can spend every single hour in the gym? Yes, it is. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for optimacy around your situation. In the description below, I'm also going to have a free guide on 30-minute exercises that you can do 3 times a week in and outside the gym. This is going to be the parameters that you have for your exercising. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 to 15 for everything. So for example, if we're doing bench press and lat pull downs, we're going to do 10 reps of the bench press, jump right into the lat pull downs and do 10 reps of that. And your rest time in between these 3 sets, it's going to be about 1 minute to 2 minutes long. It's going to be very high intensity. You're going to be breathing hard and you're going to get a great pump. But you have to sacrifice something, like I've said in the beginning of the video. If you want to get something done in a smaller amount of time, it's going to take more effort. Now, if you're someone that has more time on their hand, that's fine. You can take longer breaks in between. You don't have to do antagonist supersets. But they're even recommended for those people as well because the pump is just amazing. And who doesn't like to take a couple pictures or a video after we're done and see the pump progress or see the future? Basically what the pump does, it gives you this insight into the future of what can be. So now you're always pump chasing. Don't get into the mindset of pump farming. That's not what we're here for. But the mind to muscle connection that you get from a pump is important. Warm-ups are slightly subjective. I say slightly subjective because if you're going in there off of just waking up, I highly recommend that you do some type of either arm swings, leg swings, dynamic stretches of that nature. Get a rubber band, stretch it out over your head, whatever you got to do. Get your body just a little bit loose, get the blood pumping just a little bit, just to help to prevent injuries. And also you're going to feel stronger whenever you actually start exercising. Do you know whenever you go in there and you do your first set and you're like kind of dead, but then you start kind of picking it up a little bit, you start locking in more, and you start feeling your muscles more because your body wasn't really primed before and it wasn't really ready to jump into the thing that you was putting it through. So I do recommend you do some type of warm up. For me, I do jump ropes. I just got into it and I was like, okay, this is cool, this is fun. You can do jump roping, you can do a 5-minute walk, you can do a run, whatever feels the best for you and gets you the most engaged is all that matters. Understand the most important part of training like this isn't about working out to failure and being sore and pump farming. This is about consistency, discipline, and sculpting the body that you want. Usually in fat loss phases, you can't really build muscle because your body doesn't have enough energy. But if you're a beginner, you get this thing called newbie gains, which y'all are like, I don't know how to explain it. Y'all are special for some reason. I don't get them anymore. But yeah, y'all are special for some reason where you can burn fat and build a bit of muscle, which I'm extremely jealous that that's just not like a normal thing. But if you're a little bit more advanced, you're not going to see those type of results. So that's why on both ends, you're going to want to eat that protein like I was talking about earlier. The next portion of exercising we're about to go into is going to be cardio. Cardio does not kill your gains if it's done correctly. Excessive cardio can kill gains because you're burning so much energy and you're not really recovering. I'm going to show you how to avoid that. What you're going to do is have 2 to 3 cardio sessions, 25, 30 minutes. That's fine. You want your max heart rate to fall between 60 to 70%. Okay, and for some more arbitrary numbers while you're doing this cardio to keep it between 60 to 70%, the way you find out what your max heart rate is, you take 220 minus your age. Random age I'm gonna throw out there, 220 minus 30. 220 minus 30 is 190. So what is 60% of 190? 60% of 190 is 114 beats per minute. That's gonna be the goal that you're gonna wanna be in if you're 30. If you're not, then do the math differently. Just use a calculator, it's not that hard. I use AI because I can't count. Okay, like I said before, we're only gonna do this 2 to 3 times a week. I'd recommend you don't do this on the same days that you exercise, but if you absolutely have to, you're being extreme about it, you have to get it in, do either cardio and strength training with a 6-hour gap in between. So if we're doing strength training at 9 a.m., we're not going to want to do strength training till 3 p.m. 6-hour buffer time allows us to get a bit of recovery in between. So whenever we're going into this next phase of exercising, that we're not hurting the gains that we had from the other one. Okay, just a quick wrap up of everything. I appreciate you for staying to the end. If you was able to make it with the TikTok brain epidemic that we're currently going through, everything that I've spoken about, there's going to be resources in the description below. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to see anything else, if you'd like me to get into in-depth on a different way of training or a specific struggle that you have, please put it in the comments below. But other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you apply every single thing that I've spoken about in this video, and I can't wait to see the results. You follow me on Instagram at Miguelly Muscle. Shoot me a DM. I might help you out a little bit.